Alright, I think I'm ready, guys. Let's see. What's up, everybody? You guys hear me? The air quality in the city is terrible. I actually left LA. I'm not really sure what I'll be going back to, but I'll be going back later this week to go help volunteer. Yeah, it's a rough time for everybody. I've had family members who lost everything, so. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into like any of my own personal details, but I'm okay. I'm alive. There's a lot of people that lost a lot more, and I just want to do my best to be there for them when I go back. Just want to go back and try to put together maybe some clothing drives and stuff for people who lost everything, because it's still chilly in LA right now. So I know people need things, and jackets and coats and shoes and things like that. So I'm gonna go back and see how I can help out as much as I can without compromising my own health at the same time. Like I said, not to get into too much detail, but some of you guys know I dealt with some of my own health issues a couple years back. So the air quality is a real problem for me. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, masks are going to be a must. There's a lot of toxic gases and stuff in the air. A lot of plastic was burned as well. Yeah, it's tough. How's everybody doing though? I just wanted to get on for a little bit because I had so many DMs, and I could have just posted a message Um, I made some words work, but I thought it would be good to see you guys and let you guys know I'm okay. And there's people who have it way worse right now. You know, luckily I was able to, had some work that actually coincided like the same time as the fires. I actually filmed the fires when maybe like an hour or two after they started, as I was on my way out of town, and I didn't have any Wi-Fi on my flight. And by the time I landed, no one had heard from me for 5 hours. And so, my family was worried, sick, and things like that. So, it's been like a real stressful few days. And then, just constantly waking up, checking on the fires and checking the cameras at the house and at the studio. And then some of my best, closest friends have had to evacuate. And it's been real hard to sleep. I think I slept for the first time last night in maybe like 4 or 5 days. My first time sleeping through the night. So, just being concerned for others, everybody that's close to me, and trying to help them figure out, best course of action. And it's just, it's real sad, it's real sad to see the city going through that. And, I do hope a lot of people can see that, through the efforts and everybody coming together, like how beautiful LA really is, especially the people and the local people of Los Angeles and the lifers of Los Angeles, not the people who come there to, pursue content dreams or just being actors and they have negative things to say about, my city, but the people who like really live and breathe it. Like people think of like Los Angeles as like everybody is rich or everybody is like well-to-do, but the city is made up of, there are rich people there, but like the city is full of real people, it's real people, all the Mexicans love them to death, we have a really big Korean community in Los Angeles as well, our whole life, there's many locals that make up Los Angeles. It's not just, rich people, and also too, just because somebody is well off, like, I've seen people say nasty things like, oh, they'll replace everything. Who cares if Paris Hilton is rich? But, one of the first things that I made sure that, I wanted when there was a natural disaster is I want my photo album. I want my family photo albums. I want the things that you can't replace, memories around Thanksgiving and Christmas and, all these different things are like, you can't just replace those just because you have money, So, I think this is a time to be, sympathetic, because it's a reminder that no matter what social class or political views or, race or anything, like when there's tragedy, it affects everybody, and nobody is above reproach when it comes to potential tragedy, especially when it's, matters of, whether it's Mother Nature or, terrorism or anything, like, it can happen to anybody at any given time. And like those people, in the Palisades that lost everything, like they don't deserve to just be told, oh, you can replace everything just because you have money. Money is not the end all be all to everybody's. It gives you options in life, but it doesn't create. It's not like, what I'm trying to say here. It's just not tantamount to happiness. They go hand in hand at times, but often, like I've met people with a lot of money that are just absolutely miserable people with money. And I've met people who are just absolutely poor and some of the happiest people that I've ever met. So, I feel bad for the city. I feel really bad for Altadena. That's where I had somebody that's a family member to me lost a house that's, been in their family since the 60s due to that's where a lot of black people were sent to when redlining started happening. If you don't know what redlining is, it's worth looking up and seeing why a lot of black people got displaced from their communities in the 50s and 60s in LA. but a lot, it was an affluent black thriving community where a lot of black people were doing financially well, very much like the Windsor Hills, like View Park area, or you might hear like Baldwin Hills, South Central. Very, you know, yeah, sad. A lot of history, a lot of places were just gone that were there. So, yeah, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Yeah. And you guys asked about the studio and then my place. Yeah, it's not. It's just I didn't. I don't. It's. I didn't get on here to make any of this really about me right now. I'll get to that at another time. Um, there's a lot of people struggling right now, so I'm not here to make any of this just about me. But we'll see what's what when I get back to LA. My main focus is really just getting back and seeing how I can help, and going out to Pasadena where they have a volunteer center set up at the Rose Bowl, and just really helping and trying to use the platform to mobilize people, like get some jackets and some and shoes and like essential things that people in the community might need help with. And yeah, we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know. This is my first time eating, really, in a couple of days. Like, I've been like picking at things, so it just feels so sick for everybody back at home, man. I'm eating some really good tacos right now. Yeah, man. Sad. There's a quote I saw before. It said something along the lines of like, the afternoon only knows what the morning could imagine, or something like that. And it's true. It's like you wake up and everything is fine. And just another day for me, just going to work. I thought I would be gone for maybe 2 or 3 days max to come do a job, and I'm like, I don't really know what to do now. Like, I don't know when's a good time to fly back. I mean, Palisades is right next to LA, right next to Santa Monica, which is right next to LAX, right up the way. I don't know if it's a good time to come back or not. My mom is telling me to just wait. And, obviously she wants me to be safe. My mom is safe. She's a little bit north of Los Angeles, so she's separated by, like, the Grapevine and things like that. But, yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of like, I'm just here. Like, I'm already done with the work that I came to do. I mean, that was like a 48-hour thing, and now I've just been kind of just a little bit sick and just constantly just texting my best friends in our group chat and just, the Watch Duty app. It's been real good to keep track of the fires for anybody that's in LA. It's been really good with the updates. It doesn't feel like any, fear mongering. It's a non-profit app, so it's just like facts and just information. There's no misinformation and rumors and anything like that. It's just letting people know exactly what they need to know to be safe. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to get it under control. I think I saw that they had 11% containment on the one that was going towards Brentwood, the really big one. Just saw a video of the guys that may have potentially started it. I'm not sure if they did or not, but they were seen running away from the area, kind of laughing when it first started, which is highly unfortunate. Stupid decisions if they did do that, because there was no power lines in the area and it was next to a hiking trail. So, could have been smoking or whatever. I don't know any details, but I saw the video and the video doesn't look good. And then there's lots of videos of people just starting fires around the city. Like, a woman was arrested for starting a fire really close to the Palisades fire. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people. Like, people lost their damn minds. But the city will rebuild and the city will recover because LA people are very resilient people. Californians are resilient. Human beings are resilient, but one of the things I like about LA is like, I go places and I've seen people, online say, "Oh, I don't like food in LA," but then I see, they're like eating food in like Santa Monica or somewhere. But it's like you didn't go to the city where like the people really are. And I've heard, people say like, "Oh, Hollywood is fake," or "LA is this," or "LA is that." And I've heard people from all over, places say that, but I never hear people from LA, like from the city, like I never hear people from LA like just hate on other places, And I think because people in LA got a lot of pride, and we're a very prideful group of people, being just West Coasters and Californians, and we love being from here. The transplants that move here and end up being lifers staying in LA, like they love it, and it's a beautiful city with so many. It's made up of so many communities, and you could be part of multiple communities. You can support other communities. Like I've been to plenty of like Filipino events or Cinco de Mayo events, or we have a little Ethiopia with some really good food places. It's just like a beautiful melting pot of individuals, and so I hate to see the city on fire. And yeah, we're gonna bounce back though. We will. Yeah, I mean, there's a video floating around right now of the guys who were seen running away from the scene of the fire, and it was just the perfect terrible storm. We have very strong gusts of winds, and these were basically almost hurricane level winds. And with that fire started and hurricane level winds, man, it's just blowing those embers everywhere, and it's just a nightmare scenario. Don't fall into all the disinformation and all the people trying to politicize a natural disaster. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. Like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and these guys are like they feed on things that they feel like they can politicize for their own gain. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter that real people are struggling. Like these are two guys that don't know struggle. They're both born rich, and they don't care about regular people. I'm not saying that people who are born rich can't, because there are plenty, but they don't care. They care about themselves. Narcissistic people, and they're trying to politicize these things for their own well-being. It sucks seeing what Elon's become. 10 years ago, I thought he would do a lot of great things for humanity, but he wanted to be known and be famous more than he wanted to help the world. He's egotistical. I have a lot more to say, but I'm just not gonna say it on here right now. But fuck that guy. That's how dark the screen was getting. The sun's starting to go down here. Sorry for smacking you out here. Yeah, that guy's a joke, man. He's a joke. What have I been listening to lately? What's up, Duff? What's up, gang? I actually, right next to where I worked at, there's a bar, and it was a vinyl bar, and I went there the first night that I got here, and they played some of the best music I've heard out in a long time. It was a lot of different records. I mean, a lot of 80s stuff. I actually turned my Shazam on auto because it was just so many vibes. I mean, I'm talking like this is a lot of 80s stuff. Wall to Wall by Renee and Angela, which was sampled by Jay-Z and Biggie. It's another one, something newer that they, or not new, but something that they played that came into my, because I turned my Shazam on auto, and so all the songs I play just go to my library. So some of the things that I like, Feel the Vibe by BJ the Chicago Kid, BJ and Anderson .Paak. I really like that song. A whole bunch of stuff, man. A whole bunch of stuff. But a lot of 80s funk. Yeah, Shazam has auto. If you hold down the Shazam button when you open it, you just hold the button down, and it'll save. And then you put it to where it saves to your library. It'll save everything to your library. So anytime I go to a place, and if the vibes are right musically, if everything is sounding good, I just turn it on auto, and then it just dumps everything into my Apple Music library, and then I just can go back and replay, some of the stuff that came up that I liked. Like this was a jam too the other night. I don't know if that was on there long enough. Oh, I held it up to the wrong camera. I'm tripping. Y'all know I'm technologically slow. Have I been bumping that Jello tweaking? I might swerve it, been that corner, woo. I mean, it's kind of inescapable. I've not played the song once, but I feel like I know the parts that I need to know. Yeah. Well, give me 1 second. I need another drink. I think people are being helped right now. I didn't want to leave you guys with the empty chair aesthetic too long. I know y'all suffer with that too much. But I'll get another drink in a few. Yeah, I usually never talk about being away when I'm away because I just don't, you know. I might post pictures when I'm back from somewhere unless it's like, hey, I'm going to Korea, Japan, or something. But this was supposed to be 2 days, and now 5 days later, I'm still here, and so trying to figure out what to do next. I'm not really sure what my next move is going to be. I know that there's a lot of resources back home, like Airbnb is trying to do a lot for the city and different things like that. But two problems. One problem is the air quality, and the second problem is I don't want to take a potential spot that a family could be going into. So yeah, that's just where we are. All right. So what's going on? What's new? I just wanted everybody to know that I'm alive and I'm okay, and I'm still smiling through all the BS. And yeah, I'm just mostly worried about my friends who are, temporarily displaced and worse than I am. And yeah, I wanted everybody to see that, I'm alive. I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm fine. I'm bored. Yeah, I'm used to being away from home solo, but I definitely would rather be at home. Oh yeah, J-Hope World Tour. Yeah, that's that's uh that's potentially what's going to end up happening. Um, my mom, understandably, is she wants me to just be still. She thinks that when one thing is happening in one place, it means everything is going bad every other place, and she's been seeing all the issues with planes, so she just wants me to just be still. But we'll see. I'll try to respect her wishes as much as I can. I really just want to get back to LA so I can get to some of these shelters and go volunteer and go help. That's, I mean, that's really what it boils down to for me. Being honest. I know. I mean, this does look like a. I see George said it looks like a filter in here. It does. This is like a very nice little hotel that the people that hired me to come do some work here put me in, and so I'm thankful for that. And when I told them now what was going on, they extended it for 5 more days. So, I mean, I didn't even have to tell them. They asked if I wanted to stay, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm here until tomorrow, and then from there I got to decide if I want to, stay here and book it longer for myself, or go somewhere else, or you know, it's all just super stressful. Almost feel bad saying that because I know people who are going through a lot worse. So, there's worse places to be than where I'm at, and worse situations than the one that I'm currently in. I don't know if Varnell's doing good. He's fine. Maybe he'll update, but he's where he is at is currently okay. He's about. There's a bit of a scare the other night, but yeah, he's currently okay. He's in a good little pocket of LA. It's away from the mountains and all the brush, so he's fine. No, I'm not out of the country. I'm in the country. I'm in good old America. Yeah, no, Varnell's good. He's in a good place. He's not in a place where he will be boxed in or anything like that, so he's okay. It got really tricky the other night. It was really, that fire got, I don't know if people realize, but if that fire would have gone over the mountain down and started burning the Encino Hills and started burning Encino, it would have burned the entire valley. And we're talking like a million people, like so many homes, and lots of just, everything from high-end homes to regular homes to apartment complexes to strip malls to, it would have been really bad. But shouts out to the first responders and the firefighters, man, and the helicopter and everybody that's just like working on this fire, man, because they prevented this from going from one level of really bad to a whole nother level of really, 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 really bad. If this would have gone over the mountain, that would have affected everybody else that I know, honestly. A lot of musicians live over there. It's like the valley is like kind of like where a lot of people come when you move to LA. A lot of people like kind of gravitate towards the valley because it's not like the center of the city. It's a good place where you can go if you don't know a lot of people. It's a little bit more affordable, and I'm talking in the LA sense than some of the other areas. And so there's so many people that come here to act and to pursue arts that live in that part of LA, and then also just the locals, man. There's so many locals, all the Mexicans that live in the valley, so many amazing, taco places and hardworking Mexicans that live in that part of LA. It would have been really bad. I'm glad that they got some containment on that, and it looks like the lines are holding. It didn't completely go over the mountain ridge. So, I mean, these guys, and I say guys in a unisex way, these guys are incredible what they're doing out there, putting their lives on the line to make sure that more people don't suffer, Yep. I have a cousin that's in the firefighting program that is in prison, and a lot of people, like I said, lots of misinformation. All the stuff they're saying about Gavin Newsom, and I don't like to get into all the politics of things and stuff like that. But I know for sure that Gavin Newsom has put. I hear that there's a program in place that allows firefighters to transition from being firefighters in prison to being able to be firefighters when they are released from prison. So if that's true, that's incredible, because for years, people who benefit from free labor prisoners. So the fact that they're able to get in there, do what prison is supposed to do, which is rehabilitate, not make you a monster, and get out and have some work that you can look forward to when you get out, that's really incredible. Shouts out to the people, the firefighters coming over from Mexico. We have politicians talking all this shit about building walls and separating people and separating people and separating people. But look who shows up when it's time. When it's time to help, look who shows up. The Mexicans show up. The Canadians show up. The same way California sent all the firefighters to the Canadian border to help with the Canadian fires. It's like the only people focused on dividing people are the people that want to control people. It's the best controlling tactic that you can have. If you have everybody focused on being divisive, it's the easiest way to control people. And so, like I said, LA is a beautiful place, and California is a beautiful place. And when there's a tragedy, we show up in any way that we can, and that's a lot of the reason why I am how I am. Very communal, in the way I want to help people, and because I've been around it my whole life. All the migrant workers used to come to the hood and live in my apartment complexes. When I was growing up, they would work in the San Joaquin Valley. If you don't know what that is, it's a 200-mile strip of where a big chunk of the vegetation that gets shipped all across America comes from. A lot of your fruits and vegetables come from the San Joaquin Valley. And all my Mexican neighbors were the ones that were the migrant workers coming over here working in the fields and things like that. So, some of the best hearted, very family-oriented, hard-working people that I've met. And they've always been there. And LA has strong community. We have community. We're going to stick together. We're going to figure this out. We're not going to let people politicize these things. Elon Musk, he's not even from here. He don't really know. He don't know what community is like. All he knows is how to take advantage of situations and buy his way through life. So, shouts out to Canada for doing their part, and Oregon and Washington sending firefighters, and Mexico. That's how it's supposed to be. Because anytime there's something that's going down, I'm the first person to raise my hand to want to help. So. Yeah, they work for pennies on the dollar, and they show up full of pride, ready to do a good job. No ego. Let's get to it. I love it. I saw the South African firefighters had landed in Canada. I saw the chanting in the airport. Yeah, there's a website. I forgot what it was called, but Gavin Newsom posted it. But a lot of that apparently wasn't even true. Like just a lot of propaganda that people want to use to politicize. Like I don't know what the point is of doing it. Maybe they're afraid of Gavin Newsom being somebody that can be competitive for 4 years. But those firefighters weren't stopped in Sacramento. Apparently that was all a bunch of crap. Apparently that never even happened. They had been here since the first day, and that's disrespectful to all the people on the front lines. You got women and men from Oregon who were here risking their lives to try to help with all this. And you got some idiots starting a story online, and I saw like the initial story where they said it had like 7 million impressions, and then the story where they made a correction, it had like 210,000 impressions. So the lies, it's off to the races, and then the truth, nobody even hears the truth. So Navajo Nation is there too. Amazing. Yeah, I don't even know if you call it like, what do you call misinformation when it's that intentional? Like these people are just flat out liars. Like I feel like misinformation is something that just gets like lost in translation at some point. Like the game Telephone used to play when we were kids or whatever. But these are just flat out lies. These people are just evil, man. Just evil. Any way that they can control people by manipulating them and lying, they'll do it, and they don't care what's at risk when they do so. Yeah, people don't read. I think reading comprehension is that, you guys know what I keep saying, like reading comprehension is in the gutter. Like people don't read. People read the first headlines of a story wanting to click it because the headline is good enough for them to go spread it to somebody else. So, yeah, you just gotta read, you gotta pay attention. You gotta just think with common sense. Like, why would Sacramento, the city capital, stop a bunch of firefighters from Oregon from getting to LA to go put out the fire? I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't even make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. No child left behind. A whole bunch of people should have been left behind. I don't know. We got to do something, man. We got to do something because a lot of these people who I'm talking about who can't read, they have a lot of power. They have platforms, and a lot of people believe what they're saying. And I feel like a lot of like common topics have been like co-opted by with full of like right wing like talking points, like men's finance content and men's fitness content, and all these places where like men would go to like try to find like some form of camaraderie to better themselves have been just like, the well's been just poisoned with all these like right wing talking points, just meant to just like radicalize people. And so it's just where we are, and I feel bad for a lot of the guys. Some of these guys at one point where, some of my friends, I'll see, they go from being like kind of like loners but decent people to like just hating women on the internet. And I'm like, bro, what's up with that post? And it's like, like one of my friends in particular is actually a friend of me and Varnell, and it was just some of the stuff that he was saying. I was just so confused, like, how did you get here? But just knowing that he was like someone that was kind of susceptible to like that kind of thing, because he didn't really have community. He never really felt like he fit in, and things like that. And so, just trying to, in a way to try to better himself, fell down the Joe Rogan pipeline to a bunch of BS. And now me and him, we don't even speak anymore. So it is what it is. Yeah, I mean the next 4 years and so much further. I think we say, through certain situations we say 4 years, but I mean some of the decisions that were made during the first 4 years will affect us for a very long time past the 4 years, and that's why these primaries and these other elections also really matter too. Because these laws get put into place. I mean, a lot of what Ronald Reagan put into place affected us for a long time. The Nixon surprise changed how money operates completely when we separated the U.S. dollar from being backed by gold and it being the currency that everything is tied to, like oil and Saudi, and the way that operated changed the way money works forever. And I'm not gonna get too deep into all that, but you know, sometimes I like to pretend like I don't know what's going on, but it's hard to. But yeah, I'm very aware, I'm very woke in the true sense of the meaning of woke, not what it has been politicized to mean. And I am in a red state, so I shouldn't be talking like too loud. I don't know what's going on around these parts too much, but but yeah, head on a swivel always. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in the world, and I think that people, if you got honest conversation from people, I think that you would see that a lot of people are more towards the middle than they would be willing to admit. But a lot of people are just very dedicated to whatever they're followers. A lot of people are followers in general, and yeah. It's funny, Karens, the funny thing about Karens is, there's Karens on both sides. They operate very same, they just have different political views, but, a Karen is a Karen is a Karen. And there are Democratic and Republican Karens out there, that is for sure. So yeah, definitely a scene. Pay attention at the local level, man. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll be like a district something. I don't even know the titles of these things. I don't want to be mayor because I don't really want to work next to LAPD, but maybe like I'll be on the board of my district or something. Maybe I can help affect change that way someday. Where are you from, Sherlock? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, social media is just, Mark Zuckerberg has completely caved to allow people to say whatever they want to say. I saw a post earlier today of a girl just flat out calling somebody the N-word, and then somebody said something in response to them, and their post in response to them got flagged and limited on outreach, but the one that said the N-word with the hard ER, hers didn't get flagged at all. Actually, the policy said that they didn't find anything wrong, so, they don't care, and they want us to be emotionally responsive to everything, and that's disgusting, So, got to find better ways to figure all this out. And yeah, Zuck started doing MMA and believing in. I'm like, let's see if I can lighten this. I feel like it's getting pretty dark. Probably gonna get noisy, but it doesn't matter. All right, I'm gonna leave you with an empty chair for 1 second. I'll be right back. Well, if you guys are leaving all the meta sites and Twitter and things like that, for those of you that are not, go sign up for my Patreon. It is very amazing in my own opinion, in my own very biased opinion, even on a free level. So majority of my content is free, anyways. But there's amazing community, and it's definitely a safe place to chit chat and lock in with other like-minded individuals. And yeah, we keep it very peaceful. It's one of the rules that I have. I will eliminate someone's profile from being active at the first sign of any, we can have disagreements, but just making anybody else in there feel uncomfortable is a no. So it's all vibes. I don't even talk about stuff that I don't like there. I mean, that's kind of how I use my social media in general. I don't really talk about things that I hate. Like when I see, people post something about which actor does everybody love that isn't that great? Or when people make posts like that, I can't live my life like that. I'd rather get online and amplify the things that I actually enjoy than sit around and talk about stuff that I hate. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm going to talk about the things that I love always. And also, please remember that you can still also buy Patreon subscriptions, gift them for other people. You can gift them and send me the link, and I will continue giving them away to people that want it. That's a way that you can support me on my creative journey, is by gifting Patreons to other Army or signing up for Patreon yourself. And yeah. Yeah, most unfortunately, all the crap does get the most engagement, But if that's the stuff that's getting the most engagement, we got to find ways to keep on talking about the stuff that we actually love and enjoy. We got to try to counterbalance it somehow. Somehow, if we can, we got to try to balance it. I don't have any. Oh, there we go. Turn some lights on in here. Someone said that right place, wrong person isn't true rap. What does that mean? Next time somebody says right place, wrong person isn't true rap, just say, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Don't let them put the onus on you to speak. Make them speak. Because there's a good chance they're going to sound stupid. That's just my 2 cents. I actually listened to Around the World in a Day, Question Mark Interlude, and Nuts earlier today, actually. There you go. You took them to sleep, you. I love it. I love it. That's a cool part about about all the content and stuff that I have, because to me, if somebody says something crazy or makes you try to seem like you're crazy for liking BTS, all you gotta do is point to me, because I can guarantee I'm cooler than them. And so you could be like, nah, my brother's asleep, he messes with BTS. So yeah, I think you can take my word over theirs. mean, you can call it indie progression, you can call it experimental, you can call it a lot of things, but at the end of the day, he's still rapping, and RM is a hip hop head, and he's spitting bars on there. So, what are we talking about? You know. So anytime somebody says something like that, just ask them, "What do you mean by that?" Don't let them put the onus on you to explain it. Let them try to explain it. Some people are just contrarian by nature, you know. People just like to be across the street. People just like to be on the opposite side of the street for whatever is going on, you know. It gives them some kind of, like, I don't know, maybe they feel edgy or something by feeling, oh, I'm so different. But it's like, you know, shut up. See if I can change this from. Oh, I can't change that. No. Okay. So sorry if it's going out of focus. I don't think there's anything I can do about it because it's kind of dark in here. Yeah, I think I will go to J Hope's concert, but I don't know if I will go to the one in America. I think I will go to one of the ones in Asia. Well, January has been very rough, pal. You know, with everything going on in my city, but you know, we're still here. We're still here. My hair is fuzzy around the edges. Hilarious. Yeah, my hair is, I haven't had my hair done since my mom did it, I think on Christmas Eve or something like that. Maybe it was Christmas. So my twists are starting to look like locks. That's cool though. Mama sleep is a G. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to one of the overseas shows, maybe one of the ones towards the end in Osaka. Or I looked at the dates, but you know, with everything else going on, I haven't been able to even wrap my brain around it. But I will at some point. You know, at some point. I wish they would have announced it at a different time. Like it's a bad time to announce it for me personally, but I'm not trying to be selfish. But it's like, you know, I saw the announcement because people were tagging me in it. But it's like I can't really think about something like that at a time like this, as far as, you know, which one I would go to. Like, this is the first time that I've actually like thought about, like, okay, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to go to LA because I don't think I'll be in the city, but you know, one of the later dates. I'll give it some more thought in a few weeks and try to figure it out. You said Ticketmaster posted dates before they did? Fucking Ticketmaster, man. Is Ticketmaster owned by Live Nation? They are, right? Is that a monopoly? Like if Live Nation owns Ticketmaster? some people get away with everything. That's crazy. So who does all the fees go to? So the same people that are paying the artists to buy their tour, because I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of times when an artist puts out a project, they'll go to Live Nation, and Live Nation says, okay, like, hey, you know, we'll give you whatever, we'll give you $50 million up front for this tour. Then they go on tour, and then they're like, Live Nation is making the money back that they invested. The artists a lot of times are paid before they even go on tour. So all these resale, all these extra like junk fees, not only are they recouping off of the tickets that they're selling, but they're recouping off of all the fees from resellers reselling the tickets. That's insane. That is insane. They announced it 36 hours earlier. That's crazy. Yeah, I would think that Big Hit had a little bit more couth than to announce that during the time that they announced it. So that makes sense that they leaked it and they had to kind of get in control of the narrative. So I understand that. That definitely makes me feel a little bit better about it, because I just felt like that was not the best time to announce that tour. Then when you know it's going to sell out, we know it's going to sell out, so what's the rush? But if Ticketmaster leaked the announcement, what are they supposed to do? Their hands are tied at that point. Yeah, I've heard of ATs. I'm not super familiar with their catalog, though. I'm not super familiar with them. I've seen some clips. Yeah. Is there anything that I'm supposed to hear that they did in particular that's dope? Oh yeah, the Jeju plane crash. Yeah. Ticketmaster, not only are they at the scene of the crime, Ticketmaster reminds me of like those movies where someone commits the crime and then you see them standing in the corner when they go back to the crime scene to go help people at the candlelight vigil. That's Ticketmaster. Diamonds on my dentist? What does diamonds on my dentist mean? What's happening right now? Excuse me. Went down the wrong way. Diamonds on my dentist is a new song? What does that mean? Diamonds on my dentist. Diamonds on my dentist. Alright, that sounds like something I'm not supposed to hear, so I think I'm a skip out on that one. there are zones out near the Palisades fire that were evacuation orders that have been reduced to evacuation warnings, so that is a good sign. It means to still be on alert, but some people are allowed to go back to their homes that were probably like in the vicinity of the fire, potentially jumping. Don't know what that means for me, but I don't know what it means by this zone. What zone is this? Maybe I will be able to go home this week. This app is like really, you probably can't, it's blown out, sorry, but the Watch Duty app is really, good for checking out fires. Yeah, you couldn't see that, it was blown out, but Watch Duty. Okay, what is this song? I buy my diamonds. Wait, where did it go? I buy my diamonds at my dentist. So Johnny Dang is the dentist? I'm so confused right now. I hope Varmy will make it to the J-Hope concert. We have a very uphill situation in front of us right now, so we have to see. I'm still scheduled to be back in Korea and Japan in a few months. I wasn't supposed to leave till then. I might actually be forced to leave earlier than scheduled. So we'll see. I have to see what's going on when I get back to LA, but we'll figure it out. At the end of the day, we'll be all right, and we'll get old Varmy to a concert pretty soon. Yeah. I am not reading this. Is this the lyrics to the song? This is the whole song? Oh, I mean, I guess a lot of it is Korean, so I can't see it. But this is the chorus? Ice on my teeth, hey, ice on my teeth, ice on my teeth for my white teeth. What do you mean by that? Y'all are crazy. A lot of the areas around the Altadena fire have been downgraded to evacuation warnings from mandatory evacuations, which is Shouts out to the first responders, man. Shouts out to the firefighters. All these guys are really putting in work. And like I said before, when I say guys, guys is unisex. These people are putting in work. Male, female, all. AT's is talented, right? I think I seen them perform somewhere. I can't place it right now. They're pretty talented. Who wrote the song? I would love to help. I would love to help a lot of these groups. It just really depends on the business, man. Like you guys gotta understand when I talk about these groups, like I'm never really talking about the artists. I'm pro artist. I'm pro creative at all times. I'm pro creative. Like these are like kids who have been training since they're 13, 14, who just have dreams of becoming successful musicians. Who they sign to at times, and then the decisions made by their bosses are not their problems. Anytime I talk about something, my issue is with the heads of the labels. I'm not here to knock down any other creatives. That goes for all the different labels. You know, I mean, unless they're talking trash directly on my guys. Like I don't really have anything, negative about any of the artists. I love artists. I love creatives. I love the talent. Like when I'm talking about these people in any kind of way, it is about the executives and how they do business at the labels. I have a funny story I'm gonna tell you guys right now too. Let me plug my. Let me see if this will fit. Hold on. Let me plug my charger in. Second. Oh man. My MacBook charger is back in my room. Maybe I'll just jump back on and go live from my room, but I'll tell you this story real quick. So there was someone that came to me. I can't say exactly who it was, right? But there's this thing that they wanted me to either invest in or they wanted me to help them find sponsors for it, right? So this is the funny part. So BTS had been involved in it in the past, some different events. So they were like, oh, here's the numbers, because they're giving me all the financials, and they wanted me to go to a couple people to find some sponsorships. And this is broadcasted in a different country. So, I have a friend of mine who is very high up at a very prominent tequila company that is like really branding really hard in Japan and Korea right now. And so I took it to him and I was like, yo, let's go over this and see if maybe you guys want to be like a presenting sponsor for this thing that BTS was once, invited to and a member of, right? And so, a lot of it is obviously a lot of it's not in English. The parts that they gave me were in English, but we were able to have his team go do the due diligence on it. And so when we looked at it, once we got everything translated and sent back to us, it did do well when BTS was there and involved. Since the 2 years that they've been in the military, like just since they started going to the military, the financials have dipped 84%. I'm not even talking about like this. So like, when I see like the different arguments online when we're talking about, when people are talking about, oh, streams and this and that, like anybody can like, organize and get people to buy albums and things like that to try to get a good first week number. Like nobody does it like Army does, but that can happen. Like that's all like depends on organization and like, but this is like to dealing with corporate sponsorships, revenue, and everything involved with it. All financials in the last 2 years are down 84%. I don't even know if you guys understand what I'm saying right now completely, but 84% is crazy. So like basically this particular thing is in jeopardy from even happening this year because BTS hasn't been involved with it the past 2 years while they've been away. And so me and my guy, we passed on it as far as being like as far as being involved with any kind of sponsorship because it's like for him it's kind of like what's the point, 84%. So when we're talking about who paved the way and things like that, like you didn't even got to go to streams. The actual impact on the GDP, like the actual impact on the bottom line, it's not even close. There can be other people that arrange for like group buys, and it's like, oh, we had the biggest, selling first week and all this other stuff. But like when it comes down to the bottom line and the financials, 84% drop off, and this is something that's major in Asia. This is something very, very major, and the financials are down 84%. 84%. Nah, it's not the Grammys. It's not American, and it's not viewership alone. The viewership. I don't know what the viewership was. I'm sure the viewership was down. I'm talking about the bottom line on how much money they were able to raise, how much money they were able to bring in with sponsorships and presenting sponsors was down 84% without Bangtan being involved in it. 84% is crazy. Like them being responsible for 84% of like your sponsorship that you're able to pull from to be able to put something on a network, that power is crazy. If I was them, I'd be like, yo, you gotta pay me to breathe. You gotta pay me to breathe. You want me to show up to something of yours? Nah, you gotta pay me to breathe. You're gonna pay me to breathe here. Even making those guys go to the military is just asinine. Idiots. It's ridiculous. Like these guys have done more for the Korea's GDP than this is insane. I mean, a throne. These guys need statues. Like, build these guys statues. What these guys have done for Korea, they're gonna talk about it 30 years from now. When Korea looks and is more technologically advanced than Tokyo potentially, just off of how Korea just looks amazing now. It's just growing and growing and growing, and a lot of that has to do with the money that K-pop has brought in, and just there's lots of stuff I can't really talk about that I know on the back end of how it works, but just what they've done for the country, what they've done for their country, is we won't see it happen too many other times. I do think some other areas in Asia are gonna have their moments, though. I think Thai pop and Filipino pop, they call it P-pop, but that's a crazy name to me. But there's somewhere else in Asia that's gonna definitely have, where some of the less fortunate countries in Asia are gonna really have an explosion, and I'm really, really excited for that, especially if it's, the Philippines. Or Thailand, or these places that are gonna have an explosion. But the level that we've seen BTS do this, like, this is historic. The way that like we see like people talk about like what the Beatles did and how like there's a bunch of grown older people who just like adore everything that the Beatles ever did. Like, BTS has done that in their own way on their own terms. What they've done is phenomenal. Like. And I think that they're still on an incline, and one day they will get all the accolades and all the appreciation for what they've really done for their country, for their country. And I know those guys got to be super proud. Like it's amazing. Like I would love to talk to RM about like what he thinks about that when he has the time to actually sit and think about what he's done for his people. Like that's incredible. P-pop is wild. Yeah. I'm supposed. I mean, I'm supposed to do some work with Beanie at some point. It's not like in stone yet, but we'll figure it out. This year, I'm doing a lot of work. I'm putting a lot of music out on artists and stuff like that because I'm building my momentum to to get on the project and projects that I really want to get on, and I'm doing that by, creating like a content platform, and then also just getting a lot of music out on new artists. Just really making like my brand as big as possible, because at the end of the day, like these things, unfortunately, they matter to labels, and the bigger I am and the more momentum I have. Yeah, I love Tweez. She's so good. The more momentum that I have, the more likely, because we know I have the talent, like I have the music, I've done it before, so it's just about doing it again. I think a big part of the reason why RM wanted me to work on Map of the Soul in particular, because he was the first person to ask. So a big part of the reason is because the song I did called GOAT with Eric Bellinger and Wale, that song was really, really big in Korea. I didn't know this until I just went to Korea on this last trip, and people told me that like every brief from like 2017 to like even today, like they have Eric Bellinger featuring GOAT on there. Like they said that song changed Korean R&B because so many people were trying to like not copy the flow, but I mean some of them were trying to copy it, but so many people love that song that they were focused on like creating versions of that. And so it makes sense that I ended up doing my time with JK because they all loved GOAT by Eric Bellinger, which is super dope to me, and I was just made aware of this just a few months ago, so I didn't know that before, so that's pretty sick. So I'm looking forward to doing it all over again. I'm excited to get back out there and kill it, kill it. So yeah, I got to get these records out on these other artists. I'm gonna keep building up all my platform and my brand totally, and that's how these guys get opportunities that I feel like I could also do great things with, like from Benny Blanco to to Max, to some of these other guys, Big Hit. They like to work with people that also have, some form of momentum or releasing music and stuff like that too. So I'm looking forward to being able to really keep going like this, and I hope that you guys keep supporting me, and just keep supporting what I'm doing, and yeah. I have a record that's supposed to be coming out. It's two artists. It's a duo. It's a pop record. I won't say U.S. pop record, but I just realized neither artists are from the United States. And if it comes out, which I think it will, it is going to be a Hot 100 top 10 smash record because it's just a great song. And that is going to open up a lot of the doors. I feel like that's going to be like a skeleton key kind of record for me. So I'm looking forward to everything that happens this year. And yeah, we locked in. New episodes coming as well. I don't want to say where I'm at yet. You guys will see whenever I post my next video, because I did some documenting while I was here, and got a cool episode on the way. I got to edit it. I don't really know when I'm going back to LA. Sometime this week. Hopefully, I'm allowed to go home. So maybe I'll put it out this week for the Patreon, and then just maybe hold on to it before I put it out for everywhere else, because I just want to get home and touch the ground and just see how my friends and see how everybody's doing before I like carry on with like life as usual. I don't want it to look like that for anybody else from the outside looking in. So. My people know I care, but I'm always thinking about optics. So my computer is about to die right now. It's on 1%. So I'm going to say bye for now. I'm going to go back up to my room and see if there's like enough light, and I'm going to be able to plug in my power source. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Give me like 10 minutes to see. I'll see you guys in a minute. Like 10 minutes. I'll be right back.